Hi, welcome to another session with Q and Allied. Today we're going to be talking about emergency services and the innovative equipment that we use for drying. Come on in. Today we're inside one of our emergency services vehicles. It's basically a warehouse on wheels. But before we get into the specific drying science, I want to share some shocking statistics with you. So based on that data, I know that you'll agree with me that drying expertise is critical. And with me today, I have one of my lead technicians, Augie Tavares. He's WRT certified and holds one of the highest scores with the REITs Drying Academy. Augie, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure, Obi.
Augie, let's talk to the viewers and explain some general information about the e-tes system.
What we have here is our e-tes unit. What the unit does is it uses a combination of heat and airflow directed to the wet surface, energizing the water molecules and increasing evaporation.
Let's take, for example, a 10 by 12 room, two walls that are wet. What does conventional drying look like?
Well, Opie, in your typical conventional drying loss, you'd use a dehumidifier with several air movers. The air movers are creating evaporation on the wet material, and the dehumidifiers are collecting the moisture, but the dehumidifiers aren't concentrating on the wet material. They're concentrating on the entire room.
Right. Now, so let's talk about how does that compare towards e-tes? How does the e-tes work differently?
Well, with the e-tes, the process is a little more elaborate. We have to go in there and take initial temperature readings of the wet surface. We'll take some atmospheric readings and gather the vapor pressure of both the atmosphere and the wet surface. Once we've determined our vapor pressure of both surfaces, we'll be able to determine what our evaporation potential is. Now, once we've determined what the evaporation potential is, we'll determine where we need to be as far as heat, and we'll apply heat directly to the material, accelerating the drying.
Augie, so let's talk about how much time it takes. You got conventional drying and you got e-tes drying. What are the differences?
Well, with your conventional, you're looking at 3 or 4 days, whereas e-tes, you're looking at about half the time.
Augie, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
To you viewers out there, I hope you're able to see some insight on the innovative equipment that we have, in addition to the expertise that's needed to be able to dry out a structure properly. Thanks a lot.